Think about that. John says, I would like to get
An hour
Sniper
ago,
Elite
that was all
4
talk.
so I can shoot the
But with the power from
nutsack
your
off of
ship,
Hitler.
Already done it.
lights on.
Already
Been
done
there,
it.
done that, got the achievement.
Not only
And when
that,
the
but
power runs
first I
out,
shot Hitler in the kneecap
you
and
best go
dropped him
talk
on
to
his
Director
back.
Tan.
And then I fired the
sure that doesn't
nutsack shot and it
happen.
went through his testicle,
don't be
up through the
shy.
body cavity,
Come see
cut
me
through
when
a
you have a
kidney, a
chance.
liver, and a lung, and then went out the top of his shoulder. So you know what? I consider that one a grade A kill shot.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
There's an exclamation point over here.
What am I going to do? It's not right. It's not fair.
What's wrong?
Oh my, you're... So it's true. A Pathfinder has found us. There's hope at last. Maybe
He
you can
deserves
help.
it. I
You're
agree.
impartial. This whole thing
That
has
mustache of
gotten so
his was a
political.
total,
My husband,
like, reason for
locked
him
up
to
and
die.
slated for exile for a crime he didn't commit.
What exactly was he convicted of?
They don't exile you for petty theft. Well, maybe this bunch would. They say it's murder. They're calling him the first murderer on Andromeda. But that was his friend. He wouldn't have. There are witnesses and evidence, but it's all circumstantial. At worst, it was an accident. His name is Nilken Rensis. He could give you the details if you were willing to speak with him. Please.
I'd be happy to.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure the jailer will
Is
allow
that another
you a visit.
Torian?
Please, tell Nilken I love
Looks
him.
like a Turian
It looks like a
female.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It looks like a It looks like a Torian, but for some reason, all I want to keep hearing is "I am Groot. I am Groot."
This console
Looks like
reports on
nothing
the
but tree
malicious
bark.
current strike team missions, Pathfinder. Please speak with...
I know that look. The others bent your ear, did they?
Something like that?
You get used to it. Just focus on being a Pathfinder. Can't argue with results, though they'll try. Anyway, welcome to Militia HQ. Excuse the mess. This office fields militia work, Nexus security, and looking for the Tyrian Ark.
What's the word on the
so
Turian
you're
Ark?
seasick, basically.
Scattered readings. Some indicate the Nexus is destroyed, others that people are alive. Who knows? If you need anything, come see me, even if it's just a vent.
Good one, John. He had that mustache because he could not wear a gas mask.
It's rough out there. I might need backup if you can spare the people.
I have strike teams specializing in assault and extraction. If you need serious firepower, my Apex teams have you covered. But that isn't news to you, right?
My team ran into some not-so-friendly locals on the way here.
Bony crests, advanced tech, merciless sons of bitches. They're called the Ket. We've sighted them on several worlds already. I've seen how dangerous they are firsthand. They could take the Nexus apart. Someday Addison will believe me.
What do you know about the enemies we've
So
encountered?
they're called the Ket.
Ket.
We usually see them on worlds with those alien structures. The Ket don't take kindly to anyone studying them. Not sure
The
why.
the
They don't
extraterrestrials.
talk to us.
Yeah.
Every time we cross paths, there's a fight or they take prisoners.
Why? What do they want?
No one knows. But I've seen their weaponry and what they do to those prisoners. I want them a long, long way from the Nexus.
Are the other Turians managing okay?
So. We're not good at sitting around in a crisis. Service before self gets drummed into us at boot camp. That's probably why so many of us are in the militia. We like to earn our citizenship, whatever galaxy we're in. But it's hard to focus with our arc missing.
John says it's actually true. He
You
was
talk
in
like
World
you were
War
part
One,
of
and the
the
loss
leadership.
made him
How did you end
insane.
up commanding the militia?
I was escorting a prospecting team on some moon when those Ket found us.
Yeah, if only that
They
Catholic
penned us
priest
like
would have let his
cattle for
ass drown,
experience.
we could
They
have
managed to
avoided a
get
lot of
loose, snatched
problems.
the gun and freed the others. By the time we killed the bastards and headed back to warn the Nexus, everyone was looking like
But you
I
know,
was in
Catholic
charge.
priests, they saw a small
Sounds
boy
familiar.
and had to step
The
in.
militia grew from there. But once the heat is on, all kinds of
Oh,
people rise to
man.
the top.
What brought you out here to Andromeda?
I was tired of being the good one.
The good one?
The Kandros family is old military. There were expectations, you know? Then my sister became a sculptor and cousin Irene went pirate on Omega. Everyone was proud that I stayed in service. But I kept wondering, when do I get my adventure? Jen Garson's dream was so grand, so gutsy, I had to be part of it.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
Please be advised that Hyperion docking procedures are now complete.
Help you?
Pathfinder Ryder, here to see Nilk and Rensis.
Ah, our murderer. Wife's here all the time. Guess she told you her sob story. Nilken, you're moving up in the world. There's a Pathfinder wanting
The Pathfinder, huh? They called in the big guns to exile Andromeda's first murderer.
I'm not here to exile you. Told your wife I'd look into things.
At this point, it's too late. They found me guilty.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
I was part of the futile effort to set up a colony on Eos. We were on our last legs, overrun by hostiles, our leader dead. The security chief, Reynolds, my friend, he refused to call for evacuation. I argued with him. Everyone saw.
Last I checked, getting into a spat wasn't against the law.
There's more. He ordered us to regroup and counterattack. We were moving through a sandstorm. I saw movement, thought it was the Ket, and I guess I panicked and fired. A witness saw the chief's chest explode.
I'm so sorry. That's awful.
We were close. He was a stubborn son of... I admired that about him. But I was enraged when we argued. There's a recording. It's ugly. Everyone's certain I did it on purpose so we could evacuate. Only my word otherwise.
I'll check out the evidence. Maybe something doesn't add up.
And it'd be nice to have someone with an open mind looking at it. You're a Pathfinder. I'm sure Kandros would give you access. Maybe there's still hope.
Tempest crew should report to the docking area at once.
Back to talk to this dude.
That's the console for our strike teams.
What are they?
Assault and extraction squads. When we need the best, I have Apex, combat experts who've signed up to defend us. Since you have a front row view of the cluster,
John, that
I
British
can give
soldier
you
was an
authority
idiot.
to dispatch them.
What situations should they handle?
Protecting civilian outposts holding key positions, or just distracting the Ket. Authorization complete. Good
Well,
luck out there.
shit. I guess that British soldier can look back. Probably had to look back and say, "Well, I should have taken that shot." Strike teams can be sent on missions to support the Andromeda Initiative. If they succeed, they'll earn experience and Ryder will gain a reward. If they fail, they'll earn only a small amount of experience and no special rewards. Apex is the most elite strike team in the cluster and handle critical missions. Select your mission, press A, send Apex. Will automatically save for the multiplayer. You will then play the role of Apex operative in a small squad. Play Apex missions in multiplayer either with friends or through public matchmaking to earn strike team rewards for Ryder and additional bonuses. Okay. Okay. Strike Team Papa. Looks like it has a Turian, a Solarian, and an Asari.
Damn it, I want a Krogan.
Cool.
So what, this is like the Metal Gear Solid 5, you know, where they go out and do the missions, or you can complete them as part of your team?
I guess. I'm uncertain at this time.
Ah. So this is like the,
Wait a minute. Do I gotta go back and talk to this douche canoe again? Yeah, because we didn't talk about the...
No news on the Turian arc yet. Or is this militia business?
Did you know
I spoke
that
with
the
Nelson
Japs
Rensis, the man
used
found
samurai
guilty of
swords
the
during
murder
World
on
War II?
Eos.
Yes, bonsai
Our first
charges.
murder here in Andromeda. I wish it had been our last. When the colony attempts failed, it didn't help spirits that a high-ranking officer was killed.
And they used Tantos to
Being here on Nexus
commit
was probably
seppuku.
inevitable, but this acted as a spark.
What'd you think? They were all going to use Japanese or ninja
Doesn't
katanas?
seem right to put all that on him.
Of course it isn't. But
That would
that's
make
the
no sense
perception.
because
At
Japanese,
least they weren't
or
charging
ninjas are
American
supposed to be hidden.
lines, you know,
His only defense
throwing
was,
shuriken
"Trust me,
and
I didn't mean to do
freaking going through hand signs.
No, they were going to scare him off with the Yakuza
And you
tattoos.
assume he's
That's what it
lying.
was.
What's a lie to a murderer? Look, knock yourself out. A key witness, Cassidy Shaw, works in operations. Go ahead and talk to her. And there's a recording of the perpetrator threatening the victim. I'll let you cue it up on the console there. As far as I'm concerned, this case is closed.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
Oh yeah, that was another good conspiracy theory I laughed at that just recently got formed. The reason people didn't worry about the war coming to America was because, according to this, the government struck a deal with the heads of the mafia, the Italian mafia, to protect the actual country itself. Can you believe that one?
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
But yeah, people actually bought in that this is an actual working conspiracy.
Engineering update. We are working on accessing more power from the Hyperion. All non-relevant repair requests are currently on hold until power coupling is complete.
Girl Scout cookies. Hyperion's inventory is on galactic scout gear.
This is Nexus Control to Hyperion. It's good to have you here.
Cassidy Shaw? I'm Ryder. I'm looking into the Nilken murder case.
Oh man, I thought that was over with. Have you heard the audio recording of their fight?
Yes.
I helped pull him off Chief Reynolds. You could see it in his eyes. He was gonna kill him. Then in the sandstorm, I had a pretty clear view of the Chief. He looked right at Nilken and shouted no. Then his chest burst open. I'll never forget it. The look on his face was pure shock.
Did you see any Ket in the vicinity?
Nilken said so, but not that I could see. Still, the sandstorm was severe. Visibility wasn't great.
Did Nilken seem remorseful?
I lost sight of Nilken in the turmoil. When we found him, he seemed in shock. He couldn't speak. He looked nauseated. Could have been guilt. The reality of the act sinking in.
If they'd fought and Nilken threatened to kill him, why was Reynolds surprised?
Fronts fight, say things they don't mean, maybe even hurt each other. But you don't expect your best friend to shoot you. To me, that's the saddest part. The Chief's heart was broken right before it exploded.
Reynolds was leading you back to retake the compound. Did you agree with that?
It wasn't my place to agree or disagree. He was ranking officer. In retrospect, it is ironic. If he hadn't been killed, we all probably would have died.
I appreciate the information.
Of course. It kills me we had to leave him behind. He deserved a proper funeral.
So the body was never examined? Important piece of a murder investigation.
Tian wouldn't allow a mission to go back for him. Said it was too dangerous.
I can already tell you this murder investigation is fishy because if he was looking at Nilkin when the shot was fired, his chest wouldn't have exploded. A chest explosion usually says that he was shot from behind. So something
Sir,
smells fishy.
The torpedo has a man in there, and the recording we heard, please let me go. No.
So,
Doom, boom.
well, we let him go right into the side of an enemy ship.
Engineering update. We are working on...
There you are. Hope the others haven't been giving you a hard time. There's a lot that needs doing. At least with the Hyperion hooked up and feeding us power, my team and I can get more work done.
I noticed there aren't a lot of Krogan around.
You haven't spoken to number 8 yet, have you?
Number 8?
Tan. Ask him why most of my people left. He'll have opinions. I can tell you this much. When the mutiny happened, a deal was made. My clan were supposed to settle matters and, in return, get more say in the initiative.
Why do you call Tan 8?
Because he was 8th in line to take over the Andromeda initiative. I like to remind him of that now and then. Keep him humble.
Did the deal go through?
The clan held up their part, but Tan had a meltdown when he found out we wanted more say around here. Then Addison's assistant, Spender, pretended he never made the deal in the first place. It was a mess, but I don't blame my people for walking out. We're done being used.
With your clan gone, why did you stay?
It's complicated. The station and my clan both need me here.
What sort of problems have you seen on the Nexus?
Situation's gone to shit pretty much sums it up. There's arcs missing. Some idiots tried to mutiny and take over, then more idiots offended my clan, so they left. And to top it all off, the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, was killed.
What happened to Gian Garson?
Killed in the Scourge disaster. Her and a bunch of the other leaders. Tan might know more.
And I thought the Hyperion had it bad when we arrived. Anything else?
The outposts aren't happening because we don't have resources or people, so Addison's more uptight than ever. And let's not forget how badly the station was damaged on arrival. But that's a detail, according to some. My team and I are repairing what we can. If we don't get materials soon, things will go downhill. Fast.
What kind of work do you do as superintendent?
I was part of the team that originally designed and built this place. I keep the station functional, or as functional as possible, considering.
Nothing more for now.
See you later.
Engineering reports. Hyperion power draw is now at 100%.
All right, moving on. Docking clan?
All right, what happened?
To who?
To whom? And your goddamn father.
You didn't ask about the
Sorry,
genophage?
my face is tired.
I already
from
know all about the genophage.
everything. And right now, I just want to know what happened with Alec.
That's old news.
Not how he died. I pulled those logs.
That's 600-year ago news.
Pathfinder.
I don't want to get into it. Things went wrong. And now I'm the one you have to deal with.
Alec Ryder wouldn't accept that kind of ultimatum. Damned if I will. We'd never have left home if we... Not home. The Milky Way.
This
home.
bitch needs
This
a swift
mess.
kick in the
You
frickin'
don't
tank.
have a lot of options, Ryder. Maybe
Cut
you'll
punt.
prove your father right. After 14 months of failed colonization, forgive me if I don't hold my breath.
Okay, so 14 months. They've been here 14 months.
That's not that long at all. I don't know why they're
Successes in
asking
every
like it's a
year.
life or death
How many
situation
tries is
already.
that?
Less than you'd think. The Scourge, spoiled worlds, exiles, hostiles.
They've been here
Can't just
14
plop
months.
down an
They've dealt
outpost to
with.
expect picket fences.
I don't know how
We
they
need the
went through all their
Pathfinder and
supplies
Sand to
already.
scout, evaluate, and
I
inspire. The initiative promised a goal.
These people are terrible.
Andromeda has not cooperated.
And if it had?
Beautiful utopian horseshit. Colonies that produce and support each other. The
Sir,
nexus
there's a
of
ghost in the
Citadel,
base. Boo.
not headed by
Why are
Tam,
you running and hiding?
or
I can go
even
through
me.
walls. I can fly. Boo.
There must be
I ain't
some
scared
kind
no
of plan for
ghost.
encountering hostile aliens. We can't have been that naive.
We expected life, not an enemy that refuses to talk. They don't attack. They disinfect. We're nothing until we're bacteria. Sorry, 14 months and you stoop to poetry. That's how bad it is. Talk
Y'all
to
are
Kandros
like
if you
seriously
haven't.
unprepared
He's
for a
unfortunately
new
become the
galaxy
head
if
of our
you're
military.
coming on,
And as
if
soon
you're
as he
like
realizes that
losing
we're
your
in the
shit after
ship,
14 months.
You don't trust him?
Took
I
you
trust him to
600
defend
and
us.
some odd years
I
to
do
get
not
here,
trust a rising
and in
military
14
influence and
months,
supposedly civilian initiative.
the wheels are coming
Came
off
You
the
fucked
wagon.
it all up.
Ryder, not repeat it. Ugh, goddamn poetry.
You called my father Alec. No.
A lot of us joined the initiative because of his vision. What he shared of it, anyway.
Were you friends, or...?
I'm not your new mother, if that's what you're asking. Or his friend. He
New
hated
mother,
that I
you're
didn't
like,
use
you
his
look
title,
my
but
age. No, I
one's a
would not
pathfinder until
trying to
they've
draw that
path
line.
found something. Much like a colonial director without colonies.
Friends with benefits or something on the
How do you fit
side,
into the
but
Nexus
you know,
leadership?
new
I
mother.
oversee the
No,
actual
I'd roundhouse
settlement
kick
effort.
you in the face like
As the
freaking
number of
Chuck
outposts
Norris.
is currently less than ideal, my influence is limited. As Tan is quick to remind me. Left a perfectly adequate career as a chief officer. Provincial capital, too. Only a new galaxy could pull me away. And here we are, idling.
There's also this strange technology. Has anyone studied that?
We've tried. Not me. The brains in research. They're supposed to know their business. The current excuse? The tech we dug up on Mars was more advanced, but it was plug and go. The tech here thinks different? I don't know. We've mostly avoided it. And from what the Hyperion logs say about Alec, maybe that's good.
Excuse me, Director Addison.
Ryder?
It's Pathfinder.
Ryder, we're starving here. If we don't get a foundation of outposts to feed the initiative, we might as well be 600 years dead. Alec promised a lot. None of it panned out. That's what you're up against. Why people won't trust you. Why I don't trust you. Prove me wrong.
Can I shoot her in the face? Please? Just one little bullet. Just one. It only hurt for a minute. Just a minute.
Why don't you just make her chest explode?
Yeah. By shooting her in the front. Cause no, I tell you what, I'm gonna go full Chuck Norris.
This is
I'm
the
gonna
planet where we landed.
I'm gonna kick her in the
Habitat
back of
7.
her face.
It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
By any chance, after this recording, do you want to play something? I'm trying to play something, but it's all jibba jabba right now.
Good. I was starting to wonder who was in charge around here.
Director Addison is entitled to her opinion, and mine overrules hers.
Does she know that?
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end, the Scourge dealt us a serious blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the golden worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way. And now the challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
How?
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists out of stasis. The more colonists we have, the more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
Okay, but you said every planet you found is unlivable, so how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
Right.
Oh,
think I should go
a good Pathfinder.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off. Others...
The way I see it, you need me. If I pull this off, maybe you'll look like the leader you pretend to be.
But first, you have to succeed at being the Pathfinder
I
you
forgot why I
pretend to
hate
be.
these guys. Why I hated these guys, with the exception of our one
Where's my ship?
ally in the
They're
games.
prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for EOS will be in the computer. And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that.
Something wrong?
Ryder, please see me and Sam later on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No, I'm fine.
Ryder, you may have a less than flattering view of me, but I want to express my condolences for your father.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
They're as much a part of the initiative as the human arc. We'll find them.
We have to. Tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative in an unflattering light. Did you have some other business?
I'm looking into the Nilken Rensis murder charge.
And?
I want to go to EOS and retrieve Chief Reynolds' body.
That isn't usually Pathfinder business.
First murder in Andromeda, and I'm impartial. Figured you'd want to get it right.
Settling an outpost comes first. But I suppose I have no objections. Physical evidence will only bolster the case.
The more certain we can be, the better.
All right, but let's keep it quiet. I don't want people thinking we're reopening the case. I hope anything you find reaffirms what's been done, but if it sheds a different light, we'll deal with it. We'll send the coordinates of the murder scene. Good luck.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
Any more information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst. Should you find any clues, please investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the initiative can never be fulfilled.
Are there any other arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave. But before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
Sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. The Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
How did Jean Garson die?
With the rest of the leadership, when the Nexus hit the Scourge, a large wing of stasis pods was destroyed. They were killed instantly. These people traveled 600 years and died before they even woke
Hey,
up.
I've seen that shelving
She
unit
and
that he's
Garza
got
never
behind
glimpsed
his
Helios.
desk.
She never
That's
saw
from
her vision
IKEA.
realized.
Cantor's mentioned